All right, so we're now recording, so let's go straight to Schoology, and I'm going to load up your course. Your course is the red one, Fundamentals of Computer Science, and I'm going to look at Google Meets. It says today, using images continue, all right, and we're going to have a little exercise today. So let's now go down to Fundamentals of CS, the folder, all right, and then open up your Unit 2 folder, and then we'll talk about what's going to happen here today. You'll see lesson 9 is down at the bottom, so you want to go ahead and open that up. And now today's date is November the 16th, and it says lesson 9, using images continued. So you want to open that up. And the directions are pretty simple. Here it says loadcode.org, go to Unit 2, lesson 9, and then go to screen 9 and complete. Once we complete screen 9, there will be an activity on screen 9 that you will be competing against all the other kids that are taking this particular course for prizes. So let's go to code.org. All right, so here I am on code.org and lesson 9, using images. All right, so I'm just going to go back out and come back in. All right, for those that are scrolling, here's lesson 9, using images, screen 9. Okay, so here's what we are. We're going to go through a couple of things here today, and then I'm actually going to get you started on our challenge. Okay, so here's what you see, adding images. Now, we went through that a couple of times, so we know how to use the image link, all right, to bring in images from the internet. Although one day this week, I'm actually going to have you create your own image with a draw program. So I'll show you how to import those also. So anyway, today we're going to go ahead and do some of these exercises. This first one is called extra code, height and width attributes. Very important, this one here, because sometimes you're going to bring in images that are too big. All right, and our goal is to have an image that the user does not have to scroll the window left or right, up or down. As soon as they get to the window, the picture fits. So we're going to have to alter the height and the width. So go ahead and click on the link for letter A. And I am going to get this little thing out of my way. All right, and here's what it says, height and width attributes. Images are not always the right size for a web page. Luckily, there are width and height attributes that set how many pixels tall and wide an image is. Add the attributes inside the image tag using height equals and width equals. Yes, these two little tags will make it easier for you, or I should say attributes, make it easier for you to trim up those extremely large pictures, because if someone has to scroll on screen and look at your picture, you lose their interest. Anyway, it says to do this, read the HTML and look at how the height and width attributes are used. And then it says to add height and width attributes to make the other images smaller. Okay, so I'm going to put the instructions away. Once again, to do that in the upper left, it's a good idea to put them away because now you have more space in the web lab. Anyway, if I come down and look at my code, the first image I see, I have on line 10 because I've been spacing things out. And I'm going to also space out 7 and 9. All right, just easier to view. Here's this picture of this little dog. And they're calling him Corgi Tongue.jpegs. Oh, I guess the name is Corgi. Anyway, you can see that we have an alternate name. And then below that, you will see now the two attributes they're talking about, height and width. Now, the height and width of this dog right now seems like it's pretty good at 220 on the height, and then the width is 300. To play with the number some, why not? Let's do it. All right, let's change that first number from 220 to 520. And if you are creative, you can also see that you can distort pictures and get some kind of look you might want to have. All right, but anyway, I'm going to increase. Now, I increased it by 300, so I'm going to increase the other one by 300 to keep it proportional. So I'll make that one 600. All right, so now I've enlarged the size of that picture by changing the height and the width. Now, I did say proportional. And that means whatever I do to one, I do to the other. So if I increase it by 300, I increase the other one by 300. Unless you want a square. Now, yeah, if you want the picture to be square, then of course you could do that. All right. And that would be 520 by 520. So I'd have to maybe make this 520. All right. If I wanted to do that. So we can change and adjust the height and the width. All right, so I'm gonna try and see if I can put this one back. All right, I think it was 320 by 300 or something like that. No, 220. All right, so I'm gonna take off that 220 by 300. All right, and make sure that you put the numbers inside of the quotes. Okay, so I've got them back. So that's how easy it is to adjust. These are the commands, and notice where they're located. They're located in the alternate. All right, so myself, I would really prefer them not to be under, but maybe under is okay if you can see those numbers right there. All right, I like everything on one line, so I actually could cut that and then paste it over here. All right, and I can cut that also and paste it over here. All right, and that's a choice. You know, I just have all my code on one line, and then I can actually, let me see, just move this whole line up, and then I have just one line. All right, just easier for me to deal with. All right, now you can keep it on two lines, but now there's more lines to look at. So I have my whole source code on one line. Now, the next thing is for you to alter the sizes of the remaining pictures. All right, so you have some pictures out there. You're gonna add height first and width second. All right, so go ahead and get started with that. I'm gonna give you a few minutes to do that. Once again, the height and the width come after the alternate. Well, I should say they come within the alternate. All right, I'm just going to move all of mine to one line. Just for me, it's just easier to look at one line, left to right. And I'll do the same thing. Unmute your mic when you have that done, and that way I know we can move forward. Once again, unmute your mic when you have altered the sizes of all of those pictures.
I'm done.
Okay. Once again, you're adding the attributes height and width to alter the size of an extremely large picture. And once again, the goal is really simple. When you put a picture on the screen, if they have to scroll the screen to see the entire picture, it's too big. So you want to go in and make it smaller. Okay, so we're just waiting for the other people. Now, if you're having any trouble
I'm
with
done.
it, okay. All right, and Versada.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, you gotta let me know that because we can't proceed until you're done.
Oh.
All right. Okay, so let's proceed on. I want you to go ahead and hit the finish in the lower right corner, and then that'll take us back. All right, so now you know how to change height and width. The next item, and this is one that's really cool, I really like this, and everybody does, adding video to your web page. All right, now this video can be done by yourself, whereas you take a camera and you create some video on your phone or whatever device you're using, and then we upload it. All right, because all students have a YouTube account with Aldine. So we can upload your own video, and it really makes your website look that much better because you are the star. All right. Anyway, we have lots of video out there from other sources, and we're going to learn right now how to bring video into the web page. So you want to click on B. It says add extra video. All right, adding video. You can also add video to your website. Lots of video sites, including YouTube, have an embed option that allows you to copy and paste the video HTML code you'll need directly into your website. And this is how most people do this. You know, they can put their video on YouTube, and YouTube has all these nice controls that allow us to go and get whatever video we want and copy it and then paste it into our HTML file. Okay, so it says to do this, read the HTML and look at how the video is created. And then it says choose another from the video, and then we'll import it into the page. Okay, so I'm going to put the instructions away. And as you can see, I have some stuff out there already. I'm just going to kind of get rid of some of this stuff. But I also spaced it out, you know, so that you can see where all my tags are and make it easy to see. Okay, so here's the video, and it starts with this command called iframe. And if you look at it carefully, everybody knows what a frame is. A frame is a, you know, I should say it's a frame. It's a picture holder. Pretty much, you put a picture inside of this rectangular, could be circular, could be oval shape, and normally has, you know, construction of wood or whatever it's made out of. But anyway, in video recording and video editing, we still put things inside of frames. So if I had to write this code by myself, I probably could write it with no problem because it starts out with iframe. So they want to know what is the size of the frame that you're going to put the video in. Well, we just got finished sizing things, so we know how to use width and height already. And if I was to look at the rest of this code, it says source. We know that the source means you got to go somewhere and get a picture. In this case, they're going to get a video. All right. And then frame border. That means they want to put a border around the frame. And then they have allow, and then it's accelerometer. Anything that deals with accelerometer is dealing with speed. How fast or slow do you want the video to play? All right, and then we have autoplay, and then it says encrypted media gyroscope. All right, the gyroscope in picture basically will keep the picture still. It won't be jagged or moving. Now, the actual video is moving, but we don't want the frame to be moving. That would kind of create a problem for people to look at. But anyway, the good news is we don't have to remember all this stuff. All we have to do is copy and paste it from the video source that we're getting it from. And that's basically what we're going to do right now. So what I'm going to do is put the instructions back. All right, and then where it says choose another video from this playlist, we're going to go ahead and click on this playlist link. So now here we are on this list of videos that you can choose and decide to put on your site. All right, so I'm going to try Career in Tech by, my name is Brina. All right, so let's say I decided I want to use that. You decide which one you want to use by clicking on it. Step number one. Now I'm going to go ahead and stop it, but Down below, you have to see the share icon. Now, some of you have probably done this with sharing other things and maybe even video, but this starts the process. You click on the share icon, and then this other little window shows up that shows you how you can share this video with Facebook, Twitter, Blogger, Reddit, Tumblr. All right. And there are some more as I see that little arrow there. So Pinterest, oh my God, LinkedIn, all these different places. You can mail it. There's some more. Okay. And email is the last one. So we can take that video and share it in lots of places. Anyway, I'm going to go back to the left. And what we want to do, though, is embed it. We want to take it and embed it, place it onto our web page. So we only have one command, embed. So you want to click that one. When you click that one, it's going to show you the code that we even just seen in HTML. And it all is going to start with the lesson symbol and then the command iframe, which is going to frame the width and the height of the video and then all these other things inside, which we don't have to worry about. All we need to do is copy it. Right, so to copy it, you just need to pick your I-beam anywhere inside and just click. I just normally go to the middle and click. So now we need to copy. Copy is on the lower right corner. Of course, you can still use the keyboard Control-C, Command-C if you're using a Mac, or just come down and click on the copy button in the lower right corner. Once you do that, you're done with this window, so you can actually go ahead and close it. All right, and now we want to go back to code.org. All right, and in this case, since we're using this window right here, just hit the left arrow on the upper left, and it'll take us back. All right, and I'm going to hit it one more time, and it should take me back to code.org. All right, so here we are back in code.org. We've copied the video from YouTube that we want to use on our website. So all we need to do is find some space. Well, we know how to open up space. So I've got plenty of space, so I can go actually to line number 10. Now, the next thing that we need to do, though, is basically just paste. So when you paste your code, the only thing I tell everybody is make sure that you see the tag, the open tag, the less than symbol, and then on the right side, the greater than symbol. Make sure that you see them, and because sometimes you select, and if you don't copy everything, then you don't say, what's going on? How come this thing not working? All right, so check your tag at the beginning and check the tag at the end. Other than that, it's in. All right, and then it'll show up, and basically it is now on your web page. Of course, I'm going to hide the instructions. I'm going to also go to preview. And now you can see that I'm looking at my next video and I click on it and it works just fine. Pretty simple. Okay, so once again, what I've learned as we're doing this, people that are more creative and know how to create their own video, all right, it really does enhance their website because they're trying to make a point and now they're using video, and then, having your own videos, it's just a plus. Now, I'm going to go back into the code.org, I should say, into the web lab. And that's pretty much how easy it is to create and add a video. Now, what we're going to also do at this time, I'm going to open up some more space, is we're going to go ahead out and use this other type of picture, and that would be an animated GIF. And I know we have this one site that a lot of people use, Giphy.com, all right, where you can go out and get all kinds of crazy stuff. You just have to really be particular and cautious as to what you get, of course. And we also have other types of animated GIFs. The project that you're going to have today is going to be requiring that you have an animated GIF. So we might as well just go ahead and take care of that, looking at how to do that right now. So I'm going to go back to Google or to the browser of your choice, and we'll start out with Giphy. All right, and that's giphy.com. What we noticed today, hit the enter key, is that some machines that kids are having have some kind of kid-proof or child-proof controls, and they can't get the Giphy.com. So they might not be able to see all these crazy things that people are now having the ability to use. And we have some good ones, And it would be a good thing that you can get there, because when we get ready to really build this site, we can use some of these things for background images, and it really is going to take off your webpage. So Giphy.com is a good place to go. And it says log in, but I don't really know if you have to log in. I do have an account, so I can log in. And even if you don't, you can click on log in, and you can log in with your private email account and password. You can probably log in also with your Aldine email account and password. All right, I'm going to go back and see if we can get this thing to operate without logging in. So we're going to try and find something, all right, that we can bring into code.org. So what I want you to do in the search box up here, think, and we do have some of these things up here, some categories up here, but if you can think of an image that you might want to use, then go ahead and type it in. I'm going to choose Black Lives Matter. Things that have happened to be a big thing these days. I want to see what happens when I type in Black Lives Matter. Hit the enter key, of course. All right, now remember, we did not sign in. We did not log in. I just typed something in the search box and went for it. And I do see there are some things out here. All right. The thing that you want to be mindful of here, ooh, I like the color here, and that is code.org is going to tell you if what you're trying to bring in can come in. Sometimes it cannot come in. Everything you choose might not work. And it could be size, or it could be the extension. And we know the extensions for this now should be GIF, GIF, graphic information format. Some people call it GIF, all right, but it is a .gif format. Anyway, once you think you found something, I think I want to try this Black Lives Matter. I like this picture. So I'm going to click on it. Number one, you got to load it up. Now, here's the smart thing to do. Get yourself a pencil or pen and a piece of paper, a sticky note, anything, because if this is something that you really can use, we're gonna have to put the credits where we got it from. All right, and with Giphy, all right, it could be hard to find it, but I've looked around here, and this thing on the left side says source, and then it tells me at least where I got it from, www. So what I would then do, I would write down source on my piece of paper, because we have to put the credit or the Creative Commons underneath the picture. And I'm going to put www, so at least I know something about it. And I'm writing that down now. Okay, so I've written down the source, where this thing came. Now, I don't really know if I'm going to be able to use this yet, but at least I know if I can, I'll have that for my HTML page. So I'm now going to right click on it. And now when we right click, we're saving the image as, just like we're getting a normal photograph. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm going to make sure that I put it in my picture folder. We talked about that on Friday, to make sure that you click on the picture folder. I know, I hope you guys can't see this picture here. That's Mr. McLaurin in 5th grade. It's kind of funny. All right, that's my 5th grade picture. I don't know how I got out there. Anyway, I'm going to click on pictures. Now I'm going to come down and look at the file format. I will tell you, if you're using Giphy.com, and I really do like Giphy.com, every name is Giphy. You have to change it. So I'm going to change this one to Black Lives Matter. I'm just going to abbreviate. I'm going to call it BLM. All right. So you're going to have to give it a name. Good name representing the data on that file. Now, save as type, GIF. If it's not a GIF, it's probably something you cannot use. Okay. If it's not a GIF, some people say GIF. All right. But if it's not that, then you're going to have to go and search for another image. Now, I'm good. I've got it in my picture folder. I've changed the name. It is a GIF. So now on the lower right corner, I can click save. And it's going to save it and put it in my picture folder with all of my other picture files. Now, if you don't have a picture folder because you're using a Chromebook or something like that, whatever it's called, images, sometimes it's called an image folder, but that's where you want to put it. Now that I've got that done, now it's time to see if it will work in code.org. So we go back to the code.org tab, excuse me, and now it's time to bring it in. Now on Friday, we were taught how to use the add image. So that would be the same. So you want to click on add image, and now you want to upload the file. All right, so I'm going to choose upload the file. And now you need to navigate and find it. Now I know it's in my picture folder, so I'm going to click on picture folder. And now I see mine over here. It's called BLM. It's also telling me what the size of it is, what the dimensions are. All right, and today that I'm modifying it. So I'm going to click on it. I found it. And now I'll come and I'll click open. And now I'll just hope that it comes in. If it comes in, it will show me the image, the name of the image, and over on the right, how much it is in size on the drives. And then, of course, I can delete it if I really didn't mean to get that one. But I like what I have, so all I need to do is close the window. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and turn on the lights again, and then I'm going to bring my into the web page. Okay, so now back into code.org. All right, and I need to bring my image in. So I'm going to choose add image. I'm going to click on my image. I see it. All right, and looks like I can see that image. I'm going to go back. All right, close that window again. So I still don't, oh, here it is, BLM. All right, so yes, there's my image. All the information is there, size. And this is a nice size image, 480 by 480, so it's a perfect square. It's not really large, 159 kilobytes. And then, of course, I can see all the different color codes. Ooh, I really like this one. I'm going to keep that one. All right, anyway, so I've got that. So now I can go back to my index page, and it's time to put it in. So now to put it in, I'm going to just find an open line of space. And now you know that you need to use the code that we used on Friday to bring in images. And I think we did it also on Thursday. All right, so I'll start out with the less than symbol and then IMG for the space, SRC, and equal. As long as I can remember that much right there, I am so good to go. So now I see that my BLM gift is there in my list. I can click on it. And now I'm ready to hit the space bar and put my alternate name. Of course, we have to type that in all the way. And I'm going to just call it Black Lives Matter. All right, so I'm actually typing in my alternate name. And then I remember to put the closing greater than symbol at the end. All right, well, let's see if it's all there now. So if I scroll my window, there it is. And it is indeed animated. All right, and I like that picture. I'm going to use it again somewhere.
Mr.
Yeah.
McClure,
Yes.
whenever I attempt to go to Giphy.com, it says it's blocked by the school.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. There may be somebody out there that can't use Giphy.com. So now let me show you what you're going to have to do. All right, I'm going to go back to Giphy.com, and up on the address bar, what you need to type in is something like this: animated GIFs, GIFs, animated GIFs. So you can't use Giphy because they locked it out. Okay, and that can be, something that school has done. Anyway, if you type in animated GIFs, you can still find something that you can use. All right, so hit the enter key, and then it's going to take you to a place that looks like this. And I am going to click on images. Now, you also can do this. You can tell it what kind of animated GIFs you're looking for. I'm going to add on to my title up there, Black Lives Matter, as I'm telling it exactly what I want to look for. All right, and now I'll enter that. So now I've got almost some of the same kind of things. But instead of going through Giphy.com, we just typed it in the search box in Google. Now, remember our tools, though. We have to use tools and we have to change the user rights because people do have rights on some of their material. So I'll come down and choose Creative Commons licenses. All right. And now it's going to just show me what I can use. All right. So anything that's left is what I can use. All right. So I have to consider that. Now, Black Lives Matter, and I don't really see a whole lot of things in here that say Black Lives Matter, but I'm going to type it all over again and see what happens the next time. Black Lives Matter animated. Okay. And I now have Creative Commons licenses still on, and now I do have some things that I can use. All right. And then it's just a matter of you doing the same thing that we did. Now, remember, I told everybody to have a piece of paper and write down the source. Like here, this picture here is from Pixabay.com. All right. If you don't write it down now, when you get ready to use it, you're going to have to come back and find it and then go and get the credit, because it will be required that you tell us where you got that picture from. So it's a good idea. Once you see that it's going to work, go back and write down the name immediately. Otherwise, you're going to have more work. All right. So that would do for you. I think, Delilah, was that you who jumped on and told me that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this would work for you. You can still go out and get animated. You just can't use Giphy.com because they have some kind of parental or school control on it. All right, so now back in code for code.org, you can see that that will work indeed. All right, so that's how you bring in a animated GIF. Now we know how to bring in some video. You know how to bring in just normal pictures. Let's move on. So I'm gonna hit the finish in the lower right corner. And now here's what it says, moving on. C, challenge, make an illustrated story. Use your new skills to create an illustrated story. We are going to skip that one because we're going to go to D. And D says challenge, make a how-to guide. That is going to be your contest. You are going to use all your skills, one page, to make a how-to guide, meaning create a how-to guide to help others learn a new skill. So go ahead and click on challenge for D. And now it says use your new image skills to share another skill that you have. And we have lots of skills now. As an extra challenge, include code from past lessons, such as special characters, style sheets. And then it says to do this, create an illustrated how-to guide to help someone learn a new skill. Well, now I'm going to direct you back to Schoology because it's going to tell you all the things you need to have on this file. So if I go back to Schoology, and I guess I can click that next button up there. When I click the next button up there, it takes you to the next screen and it says 11/16/20. All right, and it says create a how-to-do guide. This is what the contest is about. Load code.org, Unit 2, Lesson 9. We already have that. Go to screen number 9. We got that. Then it says complete activity D, and it says create a how-to guide. Create an illustrated how-to guide to help someone learn a new skill. It says your page must have 2 images, 1 animated GIF, and 1 video, total of 4 images. You must include at least, got to have an H1, an H2 for subtitles and paragraphs to support your image and video. Ooh, this is an error right here, image and video. I'll fix that typo. 6, create a style sheet to add style to your page. And then take a screenshot of the HTML code and submit it to Mr. McLaurin. All right, so this is going to be your challenge and also the contest. You are competing against all others that are taking this particular course. And we should have it done. You can get started today. It should be done by tomorrow. All right, so I'm going to go back into code.org and just give you an example. All right, I always start in the classroom with the kids. So I created a new HTML. I called it how to fly airplanes. I created a new page. All right. And then I also created, the CSS file with the same title. So when I'm ready to link and put my styles on it, I can do that last. All right. So I've got these two ready to go. All right. Add HTML for one, add CSS for the other one. Now it's just a matter of going out and getting your material. All right. So I got a H1 here. And then I went out and I found this particular plane is the one that I fly. All right, and I love this little plane. It's a really neat little small jet. All right, and I put it underneath, and then I've got a paragraph explaining what this page is going to be about, because I'm going to teach somebody how to fly. All right, and then I have an ordered list. I'm saying step one, and then I have an ordered list. So I'm learning to use, once again, some of the things that we've learned already. So I just got started this morning with that for a few minutes. And then I'll have, I've got to put an animated picture on it. I've got to put another picture on it. And then I've got to put, let me see, a video on it. All right, so I've got to put 3 more images, one of another still frame, and then an animated GIF and a video. And of course, with all of those things I put on it, then I've got to also put my credit. All right, so for this item right here, I've got to go get the credit, which I wrote down earlier. So now I can just go to the picture. For example, here is the photograph. So underneath the photograph, I can do a number of things, and I'm going to do it probably the way I'd like to do it. All right, and that would be using like an H6. All right, so I'm going to use an H6, and I'm going to type in my source for getting my picture, and I just typed in www. And then I will close it up. Okay, and now that I've done that, you can see that I now have my caption underneath the picture. And all pictures that you've seen somewhere, in a book, magazine, doesn't matter where, the caption is underneath. The H6 looks professional versus the paragraph. All right, so I'll have to do that for my other 3 that I bring in. So it's always good, once again, have that piece of paper with you and your pencil or pen. So when you find what you're looking for and you know it's going to work, write it down at that time. You won't have to go back and search for it again, because that's going to take more time. All right, so I've got that done, and I would then continue with this product. Now, once I'm done, the last thing it says to do in Schoology is to take a screenshot of the HTML code and submit it to me. All right, so once you get it done, you might have to take 2 or 3 screenshots depending on how much code you have. And I'm sure that's going to be true, because I've still got more to do. And this is the screen that I'm looking at right now. So I'm probably going to end up with 2 or 3 screenshots to get the entire project done. All right, so now I am going to ask, does anybody have any questions on what this assignment looks like? Nayeli? Delilah? Do you guys have any questions on what you're doing? I don't hear anybody saying anything. All right. So, all right, with that in mind, that is what our goal is now for today. And really, you should be able to get that done today. I might give you some more time tomorrow, but I'm thinking when we get into class tomorrow, we want to probably have it done. Okay. And then, of course, you need to submit that to me. Well, if that's the case now, no one says they have a problem with it,